Some eyebrows raised when the selection was made a few weeks ago, putting Bryan Mbeumo there in that centre-forward position, almost as a false nine.
Yeah.
Because prior to Carrick coming in, Sesko had actually found some form. He had seemed to got into his groove, and then he's dropped, and he's coming off the bench in matches. He's still finding the back of the net like he did last week against Fulham, the winner. Looking at it now, what's the difference when Sesko's on the pitch and when he isn't? Because he was involved partially with the second goal as well.
Yeah, well, obviously, it's what Sesko gives you is that target man. He gives you an outlet ball that when you're under pressure, he gives you a, you can guide it into him, you can play off him, players can run past him and feed off him. I wouldn't say he's really the quickest, but when he does get hold of the ball, you've got players running the other way past him and can support him. What Bryan Mbeumo gives you is that sort of freedom and that role as like a 10, false 9. He roams that area of the pitch. It's very difficult for defenders to go in tight with him. Do they go in tight with him? Do they stay? Does the 6 pick him up? It's a difficult position to play, but if you get it right, you can see how well they can do with it.
What kind of player, attacking player, did you enjoy playing against, and what kind you didn't enjoy playing against? Because it's two contrasting players we're talking about here. You as a top-level English international defender, what's your preference? What's harder?
Yeah, I've got to say, I enjoy playing against the bigger, the stronger players, because you knew that they were never going to run in behind. You were quicker than them. You could go as tight as you want to them and almost vacate your position to go into the midfield if they drop deep and go and try and close the ball down and win the ball, because you knew they were supporting behind you and they weren't going to run you. And also, usually, the bigger guys had sort of the heavier touches and you could try and nick in and nick the ball. Against the shorter, quicker players, the more agile players who can twist and turn.
And
Aguero, your Hazards, obviously your Messis, that they would drop deep and then automatically spinning behind, and you had to worry about that one of going too quickly and trying to engage too quickly because they'll run you the other way. And they were always going to win you in a race. So you had to be calculated when to go and when not to go. But yeah, I had some good games, not some good games. But
is anyone you enjoyed playing against? That you knew, OK, I'm in for a battle, but it's one I'm going to relish and enjoy?
I mean, I always used to like playing against, with some top games against Harry Kane, and he was in such a wonderful vein of form at Tottenham, and he's gone on to be England's most capped player, and goal scoring is incredible. I enjoyed playing against the best players, and he was certainly one of them. Suarez was always a top player. He had this knack of almost running into you, and it ricocheted off your shins, but he'd somehow managed to wriggle out with the ball. But it wasn't a coincidence, he did it every week. Amazing player. I made my debut for Blackburn against Didier Drogba.
Oh, wow.
So, they had, at the time, they had Didier Drogba, they had Anelka, Kalou, Malouda, JT, Frank Lampard, Ivanovic. So they had an incredible squad. But
and Blackburn had a teenager called Phil Jones.
And I was on the start of my career, so no, I've had some great games against some top players, and I'm always thankful for that.
Diego Costa?
He was an animal.
Yes, he was.
He was an animal. He was an animal. But again, another top player. Giroud as well for Arsenal.
Rolling out the names. OK.